Sorry, please sit down. Dankeschön, bitte setzen. Sorry, that was it. That was the Photocall. Could you please sit down? Thank you very much. Bitte setzen Sie sich. Bitte stoppen jetzt mit dem Fotografieren. Dankeschön. Please sit down so we can start the press conference. Thank you very much. Bitte setzen Sie sich. Bitte setzen Sie sich. Dankeschön. Bitte machen Sie jetzt keine Fotos mehr. Please don't take any pictures. Sorry, but that's the deal. Dankeschön. Bitte setzen Sie sich, dann können wir jetzt auch gleich anfangen. Thank you very much. They won't be needed, but might be in question in German. You can put it on. But if, I guess it will be all in English. It's a translator, yes. Dankeschön. Und ich möchte nochmal darauf hinweisen, bitte keine Fotoaufnahmen, auch von privater Seite.
No
während der
photographing.
Please don't take any picture if
Not even for private purposes.
No more pictures, please. Ja, herzlich willkommen. Please have a welcome to the press conference. Oh, yeah, just said a word. Screening this year in Panorama, George Michael, Different Story, and have a welcome for the producer, Caroline True. Also producer and longtime manager, Andy Stevens. He who was the movie about, George Michael. And the director, Southan Morris. Yes, there's a question on the left side, please. Could you stand up? Thank you.
Hi, this is Melanie Poso for RTL Television. I have two questions directed at George Michael. Okay. You've always been a very private person, even though in the center of attention, particularly the media, and them being the ones who outed you. And now with this documentary, you've been very private, and you put yourself out in the world again. Mm-hmm. Has the person George Michael changed? What happened that you made this movie? And the second question is the time of hiding now over, and does Kenny Goose help you with that? Thank you.
Let me see. What was the first one again? The first. You're going to have to excuse me because actually I was so nervous about today that I didn't get any sleep last night, which is what these are about. So, you know, you can't. At 41, if you don't get a night's sleep, you can scare children at 200 yards. So, so the first one was
you've been a private person,
yeah,
and what has changed for you to make that movie?
I think in reality, my mother was a very, very private person, and I always kind of took her example. But in terms of my actual, if you ask my friends, I'm not a very private person at all. But in terms of the media, I've always been very private. But I decided that as we were going along, it started off as a regular documentary, really. And it wasn't until I actually started seeing the footage and interview footage that I realized that actually this was a good opportunity to explain, you know, to my fans to a degree, but also to kind of casual buyers who might have bought the occasional George Michael record, you know, just to explain why my career has been so sporadic and why I've disappeared for lengths of time and stuff. Because people see so many headlines over the years, they forget really what's gone on. And I just decided that having been so private and not explained myself for the last, I don't know, 15 years or so, I thought that, one, my fans deserved to know really what those songs were about, and also that it's almost as much for me as for them in terms of trying to make sense of the last 22 years and kind of bring it to a close in a proper way, you know. But actually, yes, I'm much less worried about being intensely private, and I'm sure a lot of that is to do with being outed. It changes everything, there's no question. Did I answer the second question? What was the second one again?
If the time of hiding is now over, and if Kenny Goose helped you with that.
Well, I think the time of hiding's been over for a while, but actually this is probably the most you're ever going to see of me. Do you know what I'm saying? I think the future is a much more behind-the-scenes affair for me. So that won't really be a matter of privacy. It'll just be a matter of me not being, you know, it'll just be a matter of me not really being around. So I just thought it was very important to explain myself before I disappear, really.
A question here in the middle, in the back, please.
Yes. It is Ukrainian TV, Ukraina, Mariana Kafka, and I have 3 questions to Mr. Michael.
3 questions, wow.
Sorry, maybe it's
Very-
sorry, there are so many people who like to
That's
ask.
right, if
Just
Okay,
one.
very short.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your music. It's
Thank
first.
you.
And how do you like a name of a documentary, you personally?
How do I like the name of it?
Yes?
Well, I quite like the fact that it has different meanings in a way, but I feel my life is a very different story. I mean, by the time I was 33, 34, I think I could honestly say I'd had better luck than anyone could ever dream of, and worse luck than anyone could hope for in certain ways. So my life has been such a series of extremes that I think a different story I just thought was my way of showing that actually I have a professional life that everybody understood, but the different story is the personal story, you know. And I think actually the idea was to link it obviously to the title of an old record called A Different Corner, and it sounds kind of similar, so.
And what is the most important in your life? So very short.
What's the most important, what in my life, sorry? What are the most important things in my life, you mean?
Yeah.
I've said this before, but music and Kenny, you know, music and love. Not sure which is in which order.